Now, why do gamers always get the cool stuff like HP Omen and Asus ROG and stuff? They're just like, oh, you get a 2080, you get a 2070, like here's a 300 watt power supply, get 2 of them, screw it, brah. And then like, you know, the professionals, they're like, oh, we spend so much time on this beautiful XPS 15, but it gets a 1650. So like if you want a game, if you want to do anything that's like more than looking at photos, like screw you, you don't have enough power. Well, HP hopes to change that with the HP Z Create. This thing right here, it's apparently, you know, like pretty reasonable size, like it's half a small one, but it's got an i9 and a 2070 Super, so let's give her a look. This is one of those things that no one really cares about, but every single brand loves to talk about it. They've got this recycled cardboard in here, which actually smells pretty good. I don't think this plastic right here is going straight for the landfill. Turtle's gonna choke on that, it's gonna be tragic. This is Z by HP. I don't really get it when companies do branding like that, but whatever. It's an HP Z Create. Boom, laptop, boom. So in here, what do we have for document? We don't have any documentation. Is this a pre-production unit? There's 0 documentation at all. So like, we have just a power brick and nothing else to tell us that it complies with whatever standard. Which actually, that's one of the things that they said when they were making this. They were like, yeah, it's really easy to hit all of the certifications for a gaming notebook, but when you want to make it so that it can be given to like professionals and meet all of those specifications, it's a lot harder. We have some construction going on. That's the air compressor lines getting installed. Anyway, we have a 200 watt power brick. It's definitely better than the really little one that you get with the XPS 17. That thing's way underpowered. So, you know, we've got the classic all aluminum construction. So I think all of in here is, you know, CNC'd aluminum. Back plate here, it's aluminum. Top, that also feels like aluminum. Yeah, so this version right here, I think you can get one that's just under 5 pounds. This one's just over 5 pounds, thereabout. The finish on this edge here is really great. That must be diamond cut. That is beautiful. But anyway, we've got a full-size SD card reader, which I love. You will need a dongle though for the mini display port that's here, but whatever. You've got 2 Thunderbolts right beside it, so those make up for that. We also have power in. Yeah, if I really Linus that one. I always chuck these around and people get nervous. Finally bit me. And then on this side, we get a full-size USB Type A. We also have a lot of venting on the side here, so I'm kind of curious how the thermals work in this. So we've got, I'm guessing, intake here. A lot comes out there, and then along the side, I guess? Oh, there's also a headphone microphone combo port right there, which I guess we can't take for granted on laptops anymore. Anyway, let's get right into it here. Well, we're gonna open it up, but then we'll actually get into it using today's sponsor, iFixit. Thanks to iFixit for sponsoring today's video. iFixit's Black Friday deals start now, and it's the perfect time of year to start your iFixit tool collection or give them as gifts. Can't wrap gifts? No problem. Right now, take $10 off the Protect bundle and $50 off the Ultimate iFixit kit. Head to ifixit.com/Linus and use code CIRCUIT10 for another $10 off. Hurry, the code expires December 1st. I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. This is the most laptop-looking laptop I have seen in quite some time. I like it. I enjoy the look overall, and the build quality is excellent. But there's nothing special about it. You have this little bit of diamond cut around the trackpad that's kind of fun. Besides that, it's about as standard beans laptop looking as you can get. We have these nice thin bezels along the sides, but it is just plastic around the rest. At the same time, like, who cares? It's a business laptop. You're buying this thing because it's fast, not because it's sexy. It's not 10 out of 10 sexy, but it's good enough. HP was like, they were hyping up their new dream color display. And they were like, have you heard of it? And I was like, is it a good IPS? And they were like, yeah. And they weren't lying. It is an excellent IPS. Like, it's quite beautiful. Yeah, I believe it's up to 600 nits brightness. And this right here is the 4K one. You can also get, I think, up to 1000 nits on a 1080p one, but that has the SureView screen, which is good for privacy because that's the one where you, like, when you're off axis, you can't see it. But also apparently those displays are just bad to look at, so I don't know. One thing that this screen does not have though is touch, which is kind of disappointing. That said, this computer isn't really the sort of thing that you need touch screen support on. So let's take a look at what we actually have in this. So we have an Intel Core i9-10885H. That's an 8-core CPU. It goes up to like, I think it's 4.9 gigahertz. Editor put the actual number here. A 2 terabyte SSD, which I think is upgradable. The RAM is not. Wi-Fi 6 card from Intel, excellent. And the good old RTX 2070 with Max-Q design. This right here is available with up to a 2080, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that because I do find you're really constrained on laptops like this by thermals and power. So you're not necessarily going to get all of the advantages of the 2080 in something like this. There also is, this is the ZBook Create line, but there's the ZBook Studio line, which is the exact same thing, but with quadros. So if you need that, then boom, go get one of those, whatever. You're an engineer, cool, good job. The deck on this computer is insanely stiff. I don't know if you can tell from there, but I'm pressing quite hard on this, and the movement that you see is that the table is not flat. It's not the laptop. This keyboard is excellent. There's really nothing that I would say to improve it, if I'm honest. There's this excellent snap. Like it's a real crispy feeling keyboard. But then you have just a lot of key travel afterwards, so you're not feeling like you need to constantly bottom them out. Okay, that's a really good result right there. So what I was trying to do is, on some laptops, you can feel the buckling point when there's like a bit of a stiff one at the top, where you press it and you get the buckle, but it doesn't actuate the actual key when you do that. And that can kind of like, you think you've hit the key, but you haven't, and then you just kind of have to go slower and make sure that all of the words are actually coming out. This one right here, it's awesome. Excellent keyboard, good job guys. The closest keyboard to this is the one on the XPS 15, which I've got right here actually. So I guess I can compare them side by side. This is currently my favorite keyboard on the market, and yeah, they're both awesome. I really couldn't say one or the other is better. They've both got that excellent snap and then a fair bit of travel afterwards. The ZBook is a bit stiffer. Like if you're kind of a heavy typer, you'll probably like this one more. I feel like I might be able to get slightly higher burst speeds on the Dell, I don't know. They're both awesome. Excellent job. As for the trackpad, oh, we've got another one of these situations. It's one of the hand lube needed trackpads. It's a real phenomenon. Some trackpads, you know, you just need to get some of your hand gunk on there before they work well. So one thing that's very notable is the size of the trackpad. It still is a pretty decent size, but I'm not a huge fan of these laptops where they put the speakers up at the top instead of along the sides, because you just lose that little bit of space for the trackpad. That said, I think it's big enough. It feels great. I'm able to use it with my thumb, which is something you can't always do. I don't know how many other people do that, but I really like being able to use it like this. And this is excellent for that use case. Oh, the fans woke up a little bit there installing Chrome. HP did say that they have this, you know, this newfangled AI algorithm stuff where they're able to control the power going to the CPU and the GPU and the fan speed so that you get basically the best experience that you can. So on a lot of laptops, you'll have, let's say, 100 watts or maybe 80 watts dedicated to the GPU, and it's just like, this 80 watts, I need it. That's mine. Don't take it. Whereas in this right here, they're able to be like, hey, GPU, you're not using all of your 80 watts. Like, you still have priority for that, but we're gonna chuck some over to the CPU so it can do more faster things, and then sort of balance between the two, depending on what sort of a task you're doing. I think it's cool. Also, the screen is calibrated from the factory, so you can immediately get into photo work with it. Huh. I don't know which one's better. They're both really good. That's like a tie in my mind. This right here is a tiny bit more bass, but it's a bit more muddy in the center, This right here, I'd say is a slight bit more like flat EQ, but you don't quite get the like brrr. So awesome job, HP. That's like maybe the best Windows laptop right now. I'm sorry you had to see that. Oh, we did it. Yes. Okay, well.
It might just be that once it's off, it's fine.
I think this bottom plate's made out of magnesium though, which is pretty fun. That's not a cheap part right there. It's basically just a vapor chamber. So we get an 83 watt hour battery. That's, I believe, the same as the XPS 15. I don't think they could have fit any more battery in here given how much cooler there is. Like all of this is cooler and all of this basically is vapor chamber. I'm gonna take off a little bit more screws here and see if we can get a better look at it. It looks like we have a little, maybe aluminum shield here. That is probably just to make it less likely that the heat, you know, goes down into your lap instead of out the side and the back. I think we've got it. Yes, we did it. Wow, that right there is why this right here is a $4,000 laptop. I haven't really mentioned the price yet, but you know, it's a professional laptop. You shouldn't be surprised that it's really friggin' expensive. We're spec'd at, I think, a bit over $4,000. The spec that I would go for, you can probably get away with not a 2 terabyte SSD. You can probably do like 1, maybe half. And like, you know, that brings it down a bit. At the same time, you probably do want like the 2070 and the i9 if you're going for this. You can probably get something a bit smaller, or like, you know, you can go for like an XPS if you don't need that power. Oh, one more thing. They were really happy about the design of their, I think it's a liquid polymer crystal fan. Asus has been using these in their Zephyrus line for a bit, but it allows them to make these super small fins and just have so many of them. Can you see that there, David? They're just so small. Anyway, I think this thing's awesome. If you're the sort of person that needs this kind of power and is doing like, you know, more creative sort of stuff, it's definitely expensive. And if you go for, you know, the lineup that has the Quadros in it, it's gonna be even more expensive. But at the same time, just look at this thing, it's wicked. So if you guys wanna see more HP vapor chamber shenanigans, we took a look at their NV15 a little while ago, which was wicked. They just thiefed the cooling system from their gaming laptop, put it in their professional laptop. Great idea. And yeah, get subscribed. Actually, there's a laptop that should be arriving like in an hour. You'll want to get subscribed to see that one. It's gonna be wicked. Have a good day. Oh geez, this just turned on. That's really not good. Oh no, you don't have a cooler. Where's the battery? We're unplugging you. There we go. No more power for you.
Do as Alex says, not as Alex says.
Yes, everyone always unplug the battery on your laptop before you take it apart, especially when you take it this far apart.